hello, friends. Hello, friends. A tradition unlike any other.
Oh, my goodness. In your life, have you seen anything like that?
There it is! Adam Scott, a life changer.
Mashed potato!
Here it comes.
This is the 19th tee. Kieran Marsh, Nathan Drudy back with you. Drudy, so really excited. We kind of flagged this on the weekly show not all that long ago. And I say that because I'm not entirely certain when we're dropping this. So it might have been the most recent Monday. Maybe it was in recent weeks that I flagged a new mini format of episodes coming the way of the listeners. This is born out of our State of Origin episode that we recorded. And if you haven't listened to it, we urge you to. It's a good bit of fun. And we had a great deal of fun in researching that. And we thought, let's try a bit of a Who Am I?
Yes.
So the idea of this is that one of us, for this inaugural Who Am I episode, that's me in this hypothetical, has gone away and selected a golfer. And what we'll do here is run through kind of the biographical information of said individual. And the other person, in this scenario, you, will have three guesses, can interject at any stage, but has three guesses to try and obviously identify said golfer. And then we'll probably just have a bit of a yak at the end around this individual and kind of how we feel about them. I would suggest, at least for the first few episodes, it's going to be people that we love. Because that's where we gravitate towards. At least that's where I've gravitated towards.
Excellent.
It's not Jordan Spieth. I'll put that out. I haven't started because that was
guess.
way too obvious. Yeah, that was way too obvious. And this episode would have been over before it started. So that's the idea. It should be a bit of fun. We'll try it. We'll certainly welcome your feedback at 19T Podcast. As always, good, bad, or indifferent. We welcome your feedback. So let's do it, Druids.
Okay.
Let's have a bit of fun. So
I've got my pen and paper just to take some notes as well.
Take some notes. Love that.
Just I want to be prepared.
Well, that's right on brand. That's the data guy. Mine will definitely be fields.
I want to win.
Obviously, I know, but you'll track this.
I will.
I'm just watching a show called The Americans. Not sure if you've ever seen it. Fantastic show. You remind me a bit of the FBI agent Stan Beeman in that. Just meticulously data driven, detail driven. All right, here we go.
All right.
I was born on the 13th of December, 1988. I was the number one ranked amateur golfer in the world for 36 weeks, spanning 2007 and 2008. And on January 24th, 2016, I reached a career high fourth in the official world golf rankings. That's a bit of a headline, right? That's just a bit of a headline to start. I'm going to pause here to see if you want to make a guess. I'm tipping no because I'm giving you a whole deal of information here.
No, can we just pause so I can do the maths on 1988? How old is that?
Well, I'll give you context. I'm 89. So this person is a year older than me currently. I'm 33, turning 34.
Okay,
this person's
so
currently 34. Yeah.
Great.
Born in California. I'm not going to narrow it down because California is a big state. I was born in California. I attended the Murrieta Valley High School, where I was essentially self-taught on the driving range. In my senior year, I won the SW League final across 2 rounds, 64-69, leading my team to the state finals in 2007. I went to college. Now, I have chosen here not to tell you which college because I think that gives it away. Now, whether or not that dictates future episodes, but I've chosen just to tell you that I didn't make the jump straight from high school. I've attended college.
Okay. Can you tell me what conference they were in? Where they went to school, something like that?
Well, it might become clear. It might become clear here as I work my way through a college career.
Okay.
So I'm in college. It's not a small college, put it that way.
Okay.
It's a college of note as it relates not only to golf, but more broadly through the NCAA system in the United States.
Yeah. I
posted my first collegiate victory at the Fighting Illini Invitational hosted by the University of Illinois in 2007, shooting 203 across 3 rounds, 70, 63, 70 to win the tournament by 1 stroke. In the summer of 2005, I won the Western Junior and competed in the US Amateur, where I was defeated by the eventual champion Richie Ramsey. In 2006, I shot 137 across 2 rounds at the US Junior Amateur and was knocked out in the second round of match play. Philip Francis, the eventual winner of the US Junior Amateur in 2006. I represented the United States in its victory at the 2007 Walker Cup, where my record was 2-0 in foursomes and 1-1 in singles, making my overall record 3-1. Billy Horschel was my partner for both victories in the foursomes at the 2007 Walker Cup. That year, I won the Sunahana Amateur in June and the Players Amateur in July. The following year, 2008, I repeated my Sunahana Amateur Championship, and in the first round of the US Open, I was in a tie for 7th place at 1 under with a 70 as an amateur. I was one of 3 amateurs to make the cut at the US Open, alongside Derek Fatauer and Michael Thompson. I ended the tournament in a tie for 60th. In October of 2008, I played on the Eisenhower Trophy team that finished second. I was the leading individual player. The following year in 2009, I made my second and last appearance in the Walker Cup. I won all 4 matches in which I played for the US, and we won by a 7-point margin. My partner was Bud Corley in both the foursomes. I also finished third in the Sunahana Amateur in 2009, winning the Ben Hogan Award that year. Then I turned professional. Yep. No, that's fine. Then I turned professional. 2009. It's my first year out as a pro. First runner-up finish of my career is on the nationwide tour in a Children's Hospital Invitational, losing in a playoff to Derek Lamley. After the Walker Cup that year, is when I turned professional and played the Albertsons Boise Open on the nationwide tour was my pro debut. In September of 2009, I signed a multi-year equipment deal with Titleist. Also signed a deal with Rolex. I'm making a great start to my professional career as it relates to endorsements. My first ever event as a professional, how's this for a bit of trivia, on the PGA Tour, was the Justin Timberlake Shriners Hospital for Children Open, where I finished in a tied for 7th out the door. My second PGA Tour event was the Fryers.com Open at the Greyhawk Golf Club in Scottsdale, Arizona, tied for 2nd with Troy Madison in a 3-way playoff that included Jamie Lovemark. My score of 18 under par included a hole-in-one on the 5th hole of my final round. So I'm T7 in my pro start. What did I say? T2 in my second start, including a hole-in-one.
This is very difficult.
Yeah, I also notched an eagle.
Screaming at it.
I also notched an eagle in my in each of my 4 rounds in that tournament. In November, I finished tied for 2nd again with DA points, 2 shots behind Mark Brooks in the Pebble Beach Invitational, an unofficial money event on the PGA Tour. And in December 2009, I successfully gained my card for the following season, 2010, the PGA Tour, finishing T15 at qualifying school. So we go to 2010, and this is where the snowball starts running down the hill. We finished 2nd at the Phoenix Open with a score of 15 under par. In June, I notched my 3rd PGA Tour run-up finish at the Memorial in Ohio. I entered the final round in the lead, but I shot a 73 to finish behind Justin Rose. Also happened to be Rose's maiden PGA Tour victory. This performance took me into the top 50 for the first time of the official World Golf Rankings. In September, I signed a clothing deal. I'm not going to reveal who that is because that'll give it away. But a significant brand I signed a clothing deal with. In the same month, I was also chosen as a captain's pick for my first US Ryder Cup team at the age of 21 years and 9 months. I became the youngest ever US Ryder Cup player to that point. And only European Sergio Garcia was younger when he made his Ryder Cup debut in 1999. I forfeited a hole during foursomes competition on the first match day because of a rules violation by taking a permissible free drop from muddy conditions in an improper location, a mistake that the US captain Corey Pavin attributed to my inexperience. On the final day of the competition in the singles match, Eduardo Molinari was my opponent. I birdied the last 4 holes to halve the match, having been down 4 after 12 holes. I was crowned Rookie of the Year that year. Somewhat controversial in many people's eyes because I claimed it over Rory McIlroy in 2010. So starting to give you an idea of the people he's around and his ilk.
Yes. Doesn't make it
2011.
any easier, though. People probably got it, but it's hard to think while you're still talking at the same time.
Yeah. Well, do you want me to pause here? Because
No,
Okay.
keep going because I
Okay.
need more information because everyone that I've got in my head I just don't think is right.
Okay. I'm actually quite. Obviously, we don't know because this is only a two-way conversation between you and I. I'm curious to know at this point how many of our listeners are aware of who this person is.
Okay.
July 2011, I'm tied for the 54-hole lead at the AT&T, but an early double bogey on Sunday derails my opportunity to break through for my first PGA Tour win. 2 weeks later, I finished in a tie for 5th at the Open Championship at Royal St George's. In August, I finished in a tie for 2nd at the WGC Bridgestone Invitational behind Adam Scott, lifting me to a career high 28th in the world rankings. At the PGA Championship in 2011, I card 74, 69, 75, 68 to finish with a 6-over par total of 286 and a tie for 51st. Early on the third day, I rocketed up the leaderboard with 3 birdies in the first 5 holes, only to falter later in the round with 2 triples, effectively ending my hopes of a first major championship and still a first PGA Tour win. At the first FedEx Cup playoff event in 2011, I finished T52 at the Barclays. The following week, I again finished T52 at the Deutsche Bank, the second playoff event after carding a disappointing 6-over final round of 77. At that point, I was 37th in the FedEx Cup point standings and required a strong performance at the BMW to qualify in the top 30 for the Tour Championship. I finished in 48th, finishing 43rd overall in the FedEx Cup, earning me a $132,000 bonus. In October, I break through for my first win as a professional, the One Asia Tour's Colon Korea Open, securing a 6-stroke victory over Rory McIlroy. I end the year 32nd in the world, heading into 2012, where I break through for my maiden PGA Tour victory at the Wells Fargo. First extra hole of a playoff. Replaying the 18th hole, I defeat Rory McIlroy. It's becoming a theme. I've got a little bit of an edge over Rory early in my career and DA points with a birdie to gain my first Tour victory. As I say, I shoot a 69 3-under in the final round to finish in a 3-way tie after 72 holes at Quail Hollow. The win enabled me to break into the top 25, placing me at 24th in the world. The following week at the Players, I play the final hole at 11 under par and have a birdie opportunity to bring me within 1 stroke of the lead and eventual winner Matt Kuchar. I pushed my putt, finished in a tie for 2nd. The 5th second-place finish of my career already. The only notable thing to happen for me in 2013 is I'm a runner-up, 4 strokes behind Adam Scott at the Australian PGA Championship in 2013. 2014, I tie for 5th at the Masters in April. And then I have my best finish of the entire year at the US Open, Pinehurst number 2, where I'm runner-up, which also counts as my best finish at a major to date. I've got another second-place finish at the Open Championship at Royal Liverpool at Hoylake, where we go this year. I began the final round 6 strokes behind Rory McIlroy. Finished the day tied for 2nd with Sergio Garcia at 15 under, 2 strokes behind, of course, Rory winning the 2014 Open Championship. At the next major in August, the PGA Championship, myself, Phil Mickelson, and Henrik Stenson and Rory battle for the title on a rain-soaked Valhalla Golf Club. Despite holding the lead for a good portion of the day, I end up in a tie for 3rd. I was only the 3rd player alongside Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods to have finished in the top 5 of all 4 majors in 1 calendar year, but the first not to win. I had top 10 finishes during the 2013-14 season. My 8th place in the Tour Championship moved me to 10th in the world golf rankings. Am I pausing for a guess?
Nah, this is so difficult. I'm trying to think of players that are even 34 years old, and I'm struggling to find anyone that's actually 34 years old.
We go to 2015. T12 finish at the Masters. I earn my first win in over 3 years with a playoff victory at the Players' Championship in May. Trailing Sergio Garcia midway through the final round by 5 strokes, I played the final 6 holes 6 under par, including an eagle at the par 5 16th. After a birdie on 17, my final birdie of the round on 18 left me at 12 under par. Both Sergio and Kevin Kisner had birdie attempts to win on the 18th in regulation. Both missed. We all went to a 3-hole aggregate playoff to decide a winner on holes 16 through 18. Myself and Kevin Kisner went par, birdie, par to tie at 1 under, while Sergio's 3 pars left him at even and he was eliminated. Me and Kiz went to sudden death starting at the 17th, where Kisner's tee shot landed within about 12 feet of the cup. My tee shot finished inside of 5 feet. And when Kiz's birdie attempt slid by, I respond by making a short birdie to claim the players. In total, I played the final 10 holes in 8 under par. I then go on to win the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open on the European Tour in July, shooting 12 under par, 268. I win the Deutsche Bank Championship in September, the second FedEx Cup playoff event, by a stroke over Henrik Stenson for my 3rd victory on the PGA Tour. 2015 is a lucrative fucking year for me.
Who won the 2015? Was it Ricky?
It's Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, I didn't think he was born in California, to be honest. And I
Ricky
also
Fowler.
didn't know that he was 34.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's born December 13, 1988.
Okay, that was a lot harder than I thought.
So currently, well, I mean, he may not still be there, but overnight he was having an absolute time at Wimbledon. I don't know if you saw the get-up between himself, Jordan Spieth, and particularly Justin Thomas looked like something out of The Godfather, to be honest. But yeah, Ricky's our first. Who am I? I thought he was relevant for a variety of reasons. Obviously, not least of which the manner in which he's playing at present. And people who've listened to this podcast for the better part of 4 years have heard you and I wax lyrical about how much we love the man. I thought it was a really good place to start because in the Venn diagram of currently relevant and always relevant now hearts, he's right in the middle. Now, the two things I excluded in terms of piece of information, I told you he went to college.
Yeah,
I didn't tell you he went to
State.
Oklahoma State, which I feel would have narrowed it down significantly.
Yes.
And then you may not remember this because I kind of stumbled through it quickly, but I mentioned, I'm just trying to find the year as I go through my notes. Yeah, 2010. In September, I signed a clothing deal. I just left it at that. I didn't finish that sentence with our great friends at Puma.
Yeah, that would have helped.
But I also feel like that would have made it incredibly overtly clear. So Ricky Fowler.
I wanted to say Ricky for a long time, but then I was like, no, he's not 34. I just didn't think that he was 34 years old. 34. So there you go. And yeah, helping, obviously, giving away who won the 2015 players, that was helpful, but also then coupling it with that he won tournaments in Illinois in college, that kind of helped as well. But that was a lot more difficult than I anticipated it to be because I'm trying to take notes, listen to what you're saying, and also think about who it is at the same time. But
look, to be fair, obviously I was selective with not telling you where he went to college or who he signed a clothing deal with. I thought it was probably a little cheeky not, to amend the results of the 2015 players. So we'd probably kind of reached a nexus there where I couldn't avoid a fact.
But I think it had gone on long enough. You'd given me about 5 to 6 minutes worth of clues. So I think that's fair.
Yeah. I'm going to be really curious to see how my approach differs because I get the sense personally that I'm probably going to burn guesses a lot quicker than you. I may be tempted to take a stab after that first 2 or 3 sentence headline introduction.
Go for it. So, however you want to play the game. That was good.
We will see. That was a good bit of fun. I like that. That was enjoyable. And it was good, again, to research. I think that's probably, and I think maybe it's been the experience of people who listened to that State of Origin episode, which was the genesis of the idea for this format. It's nice, I think, to look back on the career of someone who is in I'd say the twilight years, for want of a better term, with Ricky. Like, we know that Ricky's got less golf ahead of him than he does behind. I think it would be fair to say. And I think it's a big part of the reason why we're enjoying his renaissance is that he's found it again at a time where it's this perfect combination of maturity, perspective, and his game being back that's leading him to play the way he does. And it's actually really nice to reflect on. He was class and is class, but he was so good when he broke on to the tour. And that's what I really enjoyed, if nothing else, about this exercise, is just having the opportunity to sit and reflect on. You often lose sight because we're so prone, Drudes, to recency bias, and we're so prone to the shiny new thing. And it's happened in recent years, whether it's Morikawa or Hovland, Zalatoris for a period of time there before he's gone through his injury struggles, Sam Burns. Like, we just forget as early as literally 10 years ago how good these guys were, and it's a cool part of the exercise to go back and understand that he was a truly, truly world-class player, Ricky, and it's a big part of the reason why, his return has been so popular.
Agreed. That was great. I enjoyed reminiscing on some of those tournaments and results that you mentioned, particularly in the majors in the early days, were phenomenal, and going toe-to-toe with Rory, and some pretty cool stuff in there. So I did enjoy that, learning a little bit more. I won't forget that Ricky Fowler was had all those great things going for him now. So that was good. Good clues. Well done. Very sale of the century, like.
Some absolute wild haircuts.
Yeah.
Like, the fashion's one thing, and that's probably one thing that stands out in people's memories of Ricky is his choice of clothes. But yeah, the haircuts, looking through some photos, wowee.
Yeah, I bet.
There's a lot going on for Rick early doors. Anyway,
I love it.
That's been enjoyable. So yeah, I hope you had fun playing along. No doubt, probably screaming at Drudes, earlier than he was, but that's half the fun. So give us your feedback. As we said, we love always to hear from our great listeners. So if you enjoyed it, great. If you feel there's areas for improvement, maybe just wait until Drudes gets his out of the way. Give us a sample size of 2, and we'll go from there. But I think that'll be a nice little addition to drop in at random points for your listening pleasure moving forward. So that's Who Am I? Drudes, pleasure. Thank you for taking the short straw as the first guesser. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to select and drive the format for the first time, and I look forward to doing it all again.